Hello everybody, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. Come on in, the virtual coffee shop is open. I feel like I've not opened it for a few days, so welcome if you're a new subscriber. Now I need to have a little word about the barista. I've never told you his name's Barry. And I've had to have another word with him because he has been a bit frisky with some of the newer subscribers and frightened them off. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Maybe you could leave your comments in the description box below. Not in the description box, in the comment box below. I'm not having a very good day today, guys. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But no, I've had to have a word with him again. And I caught him doing something unspeakable with the squirty cream by the fridge the other day. So squirty cream on your hot chocolate is off the menu at the moment, I'm afraid. But yes, let me know what you think I should do with Barry. I don't want to let him go because some of you quite like him and he does add a bit of glamour to the place actually. Do you know last week I said I was having a good face day? I'm not today. I woke up at 4:30 with a blinding headache and took some ibuprofen and I think I got back to sleep about 6:30, but oh, it was a bad headache. So I'm a bit out of sorts this morning. Yeah, so not having a very good face day, not having a very good hair day either. Gladys has fallen out of favour. She's in a box sulking. Every time I go to put her on she fights back, so I've let her be. She's in a box. But Wilma doesn't seem to be behaving herself very much either. Maybe I need to give her a clean. I haven't cleaned her since I've had her. I mean, I don't wear her every day and I don't wear her all day every day when I do wear her. So yeah, I don't know, she just doesn't look right to me today. But I want to say hello to my Auntie Ellen if she's watching. I hope you've got a cup of something. It was her that put me onto the seed lip gin. She doesn't drink alcohol anymore. She used to, but she had chemotherapy like myself a few years back and it affected her taste buds and she just completely went off alcohol. But she likes a grown-up drink. So she recommended the seed lip gin. So I've got a bottle. Not that I've opened it yet. I think I might be opening it tonight actually with a nice little bit of tonic and some star anise. But no, my Auntie Ellen, she's lovely. I haven't seen her for ages, obviously with COVID and everything. She grew up in America and has got a little bit of an American accent still, and I remember being a kid and you know it was quite glamorous, you know, coming from America. She married my dad's brother and our family is a bit touchy-feely. We like a kiss and there's a lot of us in our family. My dad's the eldest of 5 and there's, you know, there were lots of cousins growing up and everything, and we all used to kiss, you know, on the cheek and what have you, and Auntie Ellen always used to say, oh, we'll get a foot and mouth disease, all this kissing. But she was great fun, and I know she's going through a little bit of a bad time at the moment with stuff going on in her family, and again this COVID thing, it's affecting us all, isn't it? So if you're watching Auntie Ellen, she won't be, but if you are, cheer yourself up, my lovely. She has been amazing to me while I've been going through my cancer treatment this time around. Nearly every day she messages me with some funny video clip or joke or other, and that has really lifted my spirits, so thank you for that. I'm going to keep this bit of the coffee shop brief today because I'm going to come on in a minute. I'm going to aim to do a card again and I'm going to try and keep it quite quick. So I'll get everything prepped, but my husband wants me to make a get well card for a friend who's going through cancer treatment. There's a lot of it about, I tell you. This friend of ours is having treatment for throat cancer and the treatment sounds really brutal. He's already had to have several teeth removed. I think that's something to do with the radiotherapy he's got to have, and he's had a feeding tube into his stomach. So obviously nothing's going down his throat. That sounds really brutal. So best wishes to him. He won't be watching either, but I'm going to crack on and make this little card for him. I've had a little commission come through this morning. One of my ex-colleagues that I used to work with. Well, that's why she's an ex-colleague, because I don't work with her anymore. I used to make these little boxes of cards, and I sort of panned past this very quickly in my craft room tour the other day, and I used to make a lot of these little boxes, and it's a 3.5-inch box, and I've used Hunky Dory Adorable Scorable for the base. It's a really good sturdy card. It's 320 GSM, I think, and then I've covered it, decorated it with, this is Craftwork Cards paper, one of their early collections, and left a little border of the original card all the way around. But inside I put 6 3-inch cards. Well, this is one that I started to make and I only made 3, but again, just using up scraps. I don't tend to use pattern paper very much these days, but that is a Craftworks card paper, I think. Isn't that gorgeous, those little birds? And a little bit of holographic mirror card. I went through a phase of using that. I like the holographic card because it picks up lots of different colours. And I've just put, don't let life ruffle your feathers. Well, you can read that for yourself, can't you? You're not stupid. But I'm going to have to redo this because I put a little feather stamp inside that I've splodged, so I'll have to cut that down, but that's fine. You see, I can trim that original piece down and stick that on another card, so nothing is lost there. Thrifty crafter, you see. And just one of my backgrounds with butterflies on, and again one of my backgrounds with a flower stamp and a little bit of crackle accents in the middle there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but I just thought I'd show you the box because I need to remember how to make the box. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with the box, and it's got a little ribbon pull, so you can open it by the ribbon pull. So that's something I've got to do, but I'll pop back on. This is already a long video, so sorry about that. I'll pop back on in a minute. Hello everybody, welcome back. So I am going to attempt a card video and we'll see how quickly we can do it. Blue has come and sat on my desk. Let's see if I can bring you in a bit quicker, a bit closer. No, I can't while I'm filming. So I hope that you can see everything okay. I've gone ahead and made my own card base, which is 15.5 centimetres across by 11 centimetres deep. So you need a piece of card that's 15 centimetres by 22 centimetres. And obviously I've scored it at 11 centimetres and it will fit in my envelope. So I've gone ahead and made some backgrounds already. This here is the first one that I made. That's the first generation. I've used my favourite colours of Twisted Citron to give a hint of grass, tumbled glass for the sky, and sprinkled on a little bit of Cosmic Shimmer Pixie powder in Teal Wash and Mango Blaze. This one here is the second generation. Then I'd still got some powder on my block, so I spritzed with a lot of water and got this washy effect. So that's the third and that's the second. So I'm just going to put those out of the way because we don't need those. I'm going to use Lavinia Stamps and I'll talk about those in a minute, but before I do, I'm just going to cut this down a little bit because I want to put a black border around it, so I can see some white edges. I'm going to bring in this old paper trimmer. That was my first paper trimmer I bought. It's very useful for taking to workshops when we're allowed to go to workshops. It's a Tonic Studios one, but it only goes up to 11 centimetres. So I'm not measuring. I'm just going to trim down so that I've got a nice border, and I'm fairly confident that this cuts straight. I still haven't got a bin for my craft room. I think it's because we're in lockdown, you know. I know people do go to Home Bargains and the Range and stuff like that, but I don't see it as a necessity, so I haven't been. I'm just going to put those on the windowsill for now. Let's see if that's going to give me a nice border with some black. I think I'm just going to cut a smidgen off the top of the sky. I've got quite a lot of white space in this one because I want to let the images shine through a little bit. And you know what I might do with this? I might even set it off centre a bit. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that. I am so wanting an overhead setup. But no, that looks quite nice there, and it gives me enough for a small black border all the way round. So move those out of the way so I don't get them dirty, because I'm not the cleanest of crafters. I've got just a bit of scrap white paper here over my stamping off paper. I've got a selection of Lavinia stamps and some blocks ready to go in my drawer. I'm going to use this as the main focal image, the Badger. I think this is Badger 2 from Lavinia. So I'm going to stamp him. I'm going to use one of the mice from the Three Little Mice series. And I'm just going to put that on the windowsill because I've already got that little mouse mounted on a block. I've got these trees that I thought I might use. These are the Christmas tree group. So I thought they'd be quite nice. And just in case, I've got some mushrooms. These are all the pound stamps. Blue's come to have a look. Hello. Oh, she didn't like that. And just a little leaf in case I want to do anything. And one of my favourite stamps, this grass. Oh, she's going. Are you going? Are you going or are you staying? Are you going or staying? Just don't you knock that over. Oh, I'm going to knock her off because she's going to cause havoc. Then I've got my black inks for the main images, and I've got a series of distress inks here to play around with. I've got Lucky Clover, Mowed Lawn, Crushed Olive, Bundled Sage, Twisted Citron, which are all greens, and Weathered Wood, which is like a bluey grey I might do something with. And in case we feel like it, I've got this Moon Glow, two-toned Moon Glow embossing powder, which is called Tannenbaum Green Gold. I'm not sure where that's come from. I've had that a very long time. So let's get cracking. So let's put our Badger on the block first. He's a rather handsome fellow. I hope this angle is all right for you, everybody. Trying something a little bit different. I haven't got my microphone on, so my husband will go mad if he sees this, but let's hope you can hear me. So let's ink up our Badger and think about where we're going to put him. I'm using the VersaFine Claire. They seem to work very well with the Lavinia stamps, and I know that Lavinia herself, or Tracy, uses these. So this is the black, which is Nocturne. I'm going to place him so that he's half on the grass or greenery and half in the sky, just to give it a bit of perspective. So I'm going to put him about there and press down, and let's hope that I get a good impression. So I'm giving a little bit of pressure. I'm not moving the block, I'm pressing down. And keep our fingers crossed. Oh yes, he's rather nice. Yes, I like him there. So we can move him out of the way. Then I want my little mouse. I think I want him looking up at the Badger, so I think I'm going to put him there. Again, I'm going to do him in black. And we'll put him about there so that he's looking up. I'm saying it's a he, I suppose it could be a she. That's rather nice. Let's move that out of the way. Now, what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to stamp the badger again. I've never done this before. Let's see if I can find a bit of scrap paper under here. I've got this bit of knitting that I've done here, so let's stamp on this. And I'm going to stamp the badger again on this scrap paper. I suppose I could have done it on this, but it doesn't need to be a perfect impression. Because what I'm going to do, I've never ever done this before. In all the years I've been stamping, I've never masked. So I'll explain what masking is. So I've stamped him, he's quite nice. I'm going to use my Tim Holtz scissors. You can get better scissors than this for fussy cutting, but I'm just going to cut round roughly. Put that back under there, because scrap paper is useful for pouring your embossing powder on and stuff like that. And I'm going to people do this on post-it notes, but I haven't got any post-it notes handy. I don't think you have to be too careful in your cutting out, but the idea is that you stick this on top of your original stamped image, and it means that you can stamp other things over the top and you don't spoil. I'm not going to cut all his feet out. You don't spoil your main image. Am I in shot still? Yeah, just about. It's very sunny. It's been a very funny day today. We've had rain. We've had these sunny spells. The window cleaner's been. My daughter says I should get rid of him because he doesn't do a very good job, and I can see there's a mark on the window that is still there. It's definitely on the outside because I cleaned these windows when I did my tidy up the other day. So I'm going to just get a little bit of washi tape to stick him down. Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to put that down like that on there, and I'm going to just dab it with my fingers a bit to get the excess sticky off, because I don't want to rip or damage my paper. So I'm going to stick him over there like that, in case I want to do something interesting with my line of trees. Right, so scissors can go away. I do like to try and keep a little bit tidy as I go along, and I'm going to come in with these trees now, and it might be nice to do them in different colours. I don't think I'm going to do these in black. Let's go in. Shall we have a look and see what bundled sage looks like? I'm going to test my colours because it's a long time since I've used these. I want to see what ties in nicely. So I'm just going to use this little mouse on here and stamp on there. It's not perfectly, it just gives me an idea of the colour. So that's quite nice. So let's take Badger off our block. Lots of people have spare blocks. I have got some that I could use, but I'm just keeping my provisions to a minimum for this. Put him back in there. You see, I could be much quicker in my videos if I didn't faff around doing this kind of thing. I can see we're already at 12 minutes. It's quite long, isn't it? And I'd already made my background. Let's put that out the way because I don't need him again. Brock the Badger. And put that on there. I'm going to do this end here, this little bit of fat tree. It's a bit dry, this ink, so I'm going to put that there, I think. See, that's quite nice. And then I'm going to come in and stamp the rest of the trees over his face like that, so they go up into the sky. I do like mowed lawn, so let's have a look and see what mowed lawn looks like. Let's just stamp on here first actually so I can see the colour. Yeah, it's not bad, not bad. What's second generation like? So second generation is when you stamp first and then you stamp again. I quite like the second generation better, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to get a perfect impression, I don't think, but I don't mind too much about that. Let's have another little bit of an ink of that actually. Tap lightly with your ink. I always put my lids on straight away so they don't dry out. A light stamping because I do still want some colour left on. Let's bring our image in. And I'm going to put that there. And remove our mask. And there you see, it looks as if the trees are behind the badger. It's very bright now. You probably aren't going to be able to see this. Go away, sun, go away. Now, I want to add some foliage in the foreground here. So I think I'm going to use my grass. Just take that off. They're very useful, those trees, and I think they're quite good for male themed cards. Move that out of the way, and let's bring in my grass. This is a really lovely fine stamp. Now it's a little bit dirty on the back, so I'm just going to give it a spritz to reactivate the stickiness. Dry it with a bit of kitchen towel, and it should stick better on my block, hopefully. I wonder if this block will be better, but that one is the same size. Silly me, silly me. There we go. So I think I'm going to do in the corner there over the badger a little bit of embossing. So I've got my little embossing buddy here. So when you're using embossing powder, it can be a bit staticky and stick to things you don't want it to. So I'm just going to rub that over there. I think they're just little bags filled with corn flour or something. I'm not entirely sure. Come in with my embossing ink. Now, I do normally use the Versamark, but I don't know where it is, and I found this Wow embossing pad. In my mind, it isn't quite as good. It does do the job, but it's not quite as sticky. So I'm going to just line up where I want this. I think I want it there like that. And you might just be able to see where I've stamped. Sprinkle on this powder. I can see already that it's two-tone and gold. Tap off the excess. Pour this in my pot. So I've never used this, so we'll see what it looks like. I'm going to make a bit of noise with my heat gun now. Always let it heat up a little bit first. And that didn't take long. So I don't know whether you can see, it's a nice greeny goldy thing going on there. So I think I want some more of this grass, but I'm going to do different colours. What should we go for? Let's go for a bit of crushed olive, I think, because I think that'll tie in nicely with what I've just done. We'll pop that there. That goes nicely with the bit of mango blaze that I've got going on. We'll come in with a bit of Lucky Clover. These ink pads are terrible. I've not looked after them. I can see bits of Cosmic Shimmer powder in them and all sorts, but hey ho. I think I'm going to do a second generation of that. Stamp over, just gives a little bit of depth. So it looks as if our little badger is having fun in the grass. Let's come in with a bit of Twisted Citron now. This might not show up so well because obviously our background here is mostly Twisted Citron, but let's see what happens. Come up a little bit further there. Yeah, that's quite nice. Do a little bit there. That's lovely. So I think I'm going to leave it there for the stamping. And what I want to do now is add just a little bit of definition to make it look as if my badger and my mouse aren't just sitting there floating in midair. So you can buy from Lavinia masks that are made out of I presume acetate, I'm not sure, but I've just got a bit of copier paper torn, so I'm going to place it like that. I'm going to come in with a bit of crushed olive. You could use a makeup sponge or a blending tool, but I'm just going to use this little bit of sponge that I've got and just, oh, here's blue again. She's being very friendly today. Just had our Gusto delivery not so long ago and she jumped in the box when I'd emptied it. So you can see there a little bit of definition, and I'm going to just add a bit more there so it looks as if we've got a little bit of a hill. I'm not quite hitting the mouse, so I'm going to just move that up a little bit further. That's better. And then I'm going to come in again, I think, with a bit of Twisted Citron to add another little bit of a hill for our badger to be sitting on. I haven't used any of my mushrooms that I got out. You know, it's for a bloke, so you want it quite simple, don't you? Right, let's move that like that there. I'm just coming in, adding some colour, blending a bit. Oh, I showed you that sheep card last week that I sent to a friend for her daughter's birthday, and she received it yesterday, I think it was, or was it the day before? Must have been the day before, Monday, I think. And she loves it, so I said you'd have to let me know whether your daughter likes it. So there's our little card done so far. We're at 22 minutes, doesn't time go, but I do talk. I think that's where I go wrong. I'm going to pause you there and put the finishing touches to it and come back in a bit. So I've just gone ahead and put the finishing touches to the card. I've just mounted it on some black card, and there you can see better what I've done. So I've found a little clippings from my Tim Holtz clipping stickers book, The First Step in a Journey, because he's going on a journey, bless him. And I've just added a little Nouveau drop to the badger's eye. Then on the mouse, I doubt you'll see it, I've added a little tiny dot of a silver sparkly pen with a little bit of clear Nouveau drops over the top. So there's my card for our friend. Let me know what you think down below. I've still got so much to learn, everybody, in terms of filming. The light is appalling, so apologies. The weather has come and gone. It's gone all dull again now. But there is my finished card. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.